everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm acting like I'm on YouTube, but anyway, hey guys, welcome to Ashley Goggins Law. This is our Facebook page where we do Free Game Friday each and every Friday. Free Game Friday is for our fathers out there that want to protect their rights. We also do a special edition every now and then for our mothers. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments or concerns about a family law matter in Florida, please go to www.freegamefriday.com. Again, that's www.freegamefriday.com. Each and every Friday, coming answering your questions that you guys have submitted. So let's do what we always do: like, comment, share. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Even though you're not tuning in from Florida, we appreciate the likes, the shares. You may have friends, family members, cousins, baby daddies that may be in Florida and may need our assistance, okay? So as always, this is for educational purposes. I'm a lawyer, but I am not your lawyer. I love you though, so share this out because somebody may need me out there. So I'm going to share it on my page. All right. Just share it out. Right, post, tag a father. All right, share. So today we're going to be talking about the difference between retroactive child support and child support arrears, okay? Child support arrears. Everybody says back pay. If you're a father or if you're a mother, go ahead in the comments and let me know how many kids you have. Let me know that you're a mother. Let me know that you're a father, or you're just tuning in for the comments, tuning in just for the education. You may be with child, having a child on the way. There's going to be something for everybody. So we're talking about child support, okay? This has been a heavy topic in my inbox. When I look at the sheet and I'm looking at freegamefriday.com, there's a lot of discrepancies between being on child support through the courts, which is judicial child support, and being on child support through the Department of. Most of the time when people are put on child support, they are placed on child support through the administrative Department of Revenue or their local child support office. What happens is that the mother most of the time goes down to their local child support office, which in Duval County is down on Davis Street. She puts the father on child support. She may give out her financial information, but let me tell you all this. The financial information can already be received, okay? Why? It's because DOR, all they have to do is put in Sun Tax, which is the system that they look at, so they already know how much money you are making. I just went to a hearing on last week, and they already knew how much money my client had made for the first 6 months of the year just by putting in his Social Security number. So you really can't hide your income unless you're self-employed. So they're going to know how much money you're making, but it's very important to respond because the time limits are so important. When a father gets served with child support papers, these are the first initial paperwork that he received saying that the state of Florida is about to put him on child support along with the mother of his child. They have 20 days, okay? 20 days from the date they receive that paperwork to say, no, I do not want to be in DOR administrative hearing. I want to go to court so I can get a time sharing plan, so I can get custody in order, so that I can have my rights. Because right now, I do not have any rights. Right now, I'm just being put on child support because my name is on the birth certificate and the mother said that I'm the father. I don't even know if I am the father. I may be put on child support and I may not even be the father of this child. This is just if you're having these thoughts, okay? So child support, when I say retroactive child support, that is through the Department of Revenue. And that is, sometimes you don't even know, okay? You don't even know what they use for the last 2 years and coming up with that number. Sometimes you don't even know that you had a child within the last 2 years, but you still can be placed with that retroactive child support. So when it comes to retroactive child support, because the father may not even know that they have a child, because the father may not have known or received the paperwork stating that they were going to be put on child support, the incomes that they may have may be incorrect, they may be inaccurate. Again, they may not know about the child. So that's retroactive child support, and it is a predetermined amount based on how much money or income that you receive within that 2 years. That's if they do it right. Sometimes the Department of Revenue will use the income that you have right now. So you may be making $20 an hour in 2018, but 2 years ago, you may have only been making $10 or $8 an hour. So your retroactive child support may be based on a number that is inaccurate. This is why it's important to contest it immediately. Another reason why you should contest it and take it to circuit court immediately is because when they are calculating these numbers, guys, and this is so important, when they are calculating the numbers for child support, they are doing it based on the mother having the child 365 days out of the year. 365 days out of the year. So your support obligation is super high because the number says, if you look at it, the number says 365 days. Now, what if you have your child 182 days out of the year, which happens to be 50-50, 182, 183. If that one number could be changed from 365 to 182, that would substantially change your child support obligation. Also, to retroactive child support, and you have to fight retroactive child support as soon as you receive the documentation. Why? Because that timeline is so short. You only have 20 days, and it's buried in the paperwork. 20 days to respond. If you don't answer that request for child support and information within those 20 days, they're going to calculate the child support of what they believe that you owe for the last 2 years, plus any prospective, which means any future child support based on how much you make right now. Now, you could have been taking care of your child. The child could have lived with you. Y'all could have been in the same apartment. Y'all could have been staying together in the house for the last 2 years, and you still would be responsible or obligated to pay the 2 years if you do not respond, okay? I'm going to keep saying that. So once you respond, let's say you don't respond. If you don't respond, they're going to send you a proposed final order. This is the proposed final order. This is, say, for instance, you right now, you got the proposed order. You like, wait a minute. Like, they saying that I owe $700 a month. I don't have $700 a month. I'm only making $1,500 a month. That's half of my income almost. So you get this paperwork and it says you have to pay $700 in child support, plus you have $20,000 in retroactive for the last 2 years. That say you get that, you still have time to again contest it. You have another 20 to 10 days, okay? Another 20 to 10 days. But this is, you can talk to them in an informal manner, or you can request an administrative hearing. I would say 80% of fathers do not do that. 80% of the fathers are coming to me when they have child support arrears, okay? Let me tell you about what child support arrears is, the difference. Child support arrears is child support that has already been vested. You never responded. A final order has been issued. You owe it because you didn't contest it. So now it becomes child support arrears, all right? That means it's real deal back pay. You really, really owed it, okay? It's not pre-calculated. It's not based on a child or support that you didn't know about. It has been ordered. You should have known about it now. You had time to contest it, and now it is here. It is officially child support arrears. Now, child support arrears and retroactive child support is totally different. With child support, essentially it's the same, but child support arrears, that's when they can start to take your taxes. That's when they can do an income deduction order. That's when your license can be suspended. That's when they can garnish your wages. That's when they can put the child support arrears on your credit, okay? So that is the major difference in how it is enforced. Another thing, which is the last thing I'm going to talk about, is the difference between going to court and getting your child support and administrative DOR child support or time sharing plan is that the enforcement is different. Once your case is moved to circuit court, then your license cannot be suspended if there is not a failure to pay, generally. Okay, so that's another big thing. The enforcement is totally different. When you open up your case in circuit court, you don't have to wait until there's a substantial change in circumstances, which is typically, which is typically how child support arrears is, which is typically how the child support is enforced. You know, they suspend your license, they do all of this stuff. But now what happens is, when you take it to circuit court, you don't have to worry about that, okay? You could just go to circuit court. You don't have to have a substantial change in circumstances. If you don't, right now, you don't have any rights either. So with administrative DOR child support, you have no rights, okay? Your name is on, they don't care if Freddy Cougar name was on the birth certificate. Freddy Cougar name on the birth certificate, and the girl says that Freddy Cougar is the baby daddy, then they're going to put Freddy Cougar on child support. If Freddy Cougar don't have no job, Freddy Cougar is going to pay the federal minimum wage amount, okay, which ends up being $50 a week. He's going to be on child support, and he also going to have retroactive child support for the last 2 years. They don't care if he's been running around with Jason. They don't care if he's been running around with all the other monsters for the last 2 years and didn't know he stopped and had a baby. They don't care about that. They're going to give him retroactive child support. Now, with child support through the courts, what can happen is if you've already, once you are in arrears, can you reopen it and go to circuit court for a timeshare order? Yes, that's a great question. Once you have arrears, that you still don't have paternity rights, okay? Your child, you literally could be paying child support. Your child can be all the way in Oregon. Your child can be in Minnesota, Michigan. You haven't even seen your child that you could be paying for, because when a father has a child with an unmarried, when they don't get married and they have a baby, basically the mother retains all the rights until the father goes to court. He has to go to circuit court in order to get his paternity rights and establish a time sharing plan. And then that prospective child support, which any future child support can be superseded by that court order. So maybe you were paying $400 a month with the child, but the mother had 100% time sharing with the child. But then you go to circuit court, you get your paternity rights, and maybe you get 101 days, which is every other week, 1 night a week, and alternating holidays. Maybe you get the standard plan. That's still 101 days that are deduced from her 365, which means that your child support could go from $450 to maybe $300, just based on the movement of the time. So, guys, if you get something in the mail, please contact somebody, respond yourself, follow the proper protocol, because the timing is key, okay? Because even if you go to circuit court, you cannot modify that number once it is in place, okay? You cannot modify that number unless there's a substantial change in circumstances. So don't go the hard route. Just when you get something, contact somebody, schedule a consultation with our office so that we can tell you which route to go. So I keep getting the call, y'all. Anyway, so contact us if you have any other questions. Always go to www.freegamefriday.com. If you want your questions answered here on live, www.freegamefriday.com. If you want to talk specifically about your case, schedule a consultation with us. Give us a call at 904-903-4522, and I will see you guys again on next Friday. If you are watching the replay, please let me know that you're here. Share this out. There may be some fathers that may need this information.